Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this will be our weekly installment of talking about some new makeup releases. Just to get a couple things out of the way real quick. If you see my hair, I am multitasking and dyeing my hair because, you know, I love to multitask. I hope you don't mind. I do have my computer here, so if you see me looking away, that is where I am looking. But let's go ahead and get started. Let me just... Camera is scooted out of the way. All of our new releases, will be appearing right over here. Also, if you are curious what is on my eyes today, it will be up not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. I'm doing a tutorial playing with the Gourmande Girls and Ladybug Glow, the Paradise Cove palette. This is what it looks like. I kind of did just some more kind of greeny eyes, so I think it looks really pretty. Moving on to the actual first item. So first up, we have Oden is doing a collaboration with Morgan Turner makeup. I don't think follow this creator. I'm not really know a lot about them. We're mainly here to talk about the makeup itself. So looking at the palette, I think I'm gonna pass. It's a pretty easy pass. I think the palette is pretty. I'm not gonna say it's not, but nothing is grabbing me. And then to be completely honest, this collection is the Love Language collection, which, you know, is a really cute idea, but again, I've been mentioning, this will now be the third video that I've mentioned this. These Valentine's Day collections are coming so late this year, and I don't know. I know that there's been issues in production and things like that, so I'm not necessarily gonna fault the brand, so that's just more to throw that out there. So again, regardless, if I like the color story, I would pick it up. I don't know. I don't think it's horrible. I feel like Oden's eye palettes, I tend to, because I have a decent amount, and I do like some of them, their quality I think is good. Their shimmers, I have not tried any of their newer stuff, so I have heard kind of mixed feelings about their newer stuff, so I hope that their quality is just as good as it used to be, but again, like I said, I've heard mixed feelings. This is already out. This came out on Valentine's Day, so you'll be seeing it a week after Valentine's Day, my video. But, you know, whatever. Let's go ahead and just see what else this collection has. So it looks like it has the palette, which is going to be $43.99. It has some Love Language lip stains. I'm going to assume multiple, because those are $13.99, but they're showing two. I don't see any, swatches for the lip stains. I'm not a big, lip stain girly anyways. I think lip stains are interesting, but I'm not really, in the mood of trying those out right now. So moving on is, I think, a really exciting collection. So this is Hello Kitty and Lip Smacker. And the main reason I'm excited is these are a lip and cheek tint, which looks so similar to, I'm blanking on the brand, but I'm sure you all know. They have these jiggly tints, and I'm just happy that we, you know, again, as I mentioned before, as a person who, you know, is not just floating in the dough, I need to be cautious of my purchases I make, and I want to make sure that I am, you know, trying to get a good value. So these are only $5, and they're available now. I think these are super cute. I will be curious to see what people think of these. Do I really feel like I'm gonna get them? I don't know. They're not super jumping out to me. To be completely honest, I feel like the packaging has different colors. The product itself, the colors look kind of similar. The one on the left maybe looks a little bit darker, I think. Again, as I always mention, I am a little bit colorblind, so I might be missing certain undertones of things, but I do kind of feel like these look pretty similar. I do hope that in the future we get some swatches. If the shades are cherry or apple flavored. Interested. If I do see them when I'm out and about, I definitely might consider picking them up, because $5, for a little blush, not bad, and pretty cute. So up next, we have a new to me brand. I feel like I've heard of this brand before, but this is by Makeup by Yolondo. So this is the Luxe Gleam Eyeshadow Palette, $45. Just looking at this, it definitely looks like a good, you know, amount of neutrals. I'm almost realizing it now, dividing it up into columns. I'm seeing, on the left side, we have some, neutrals, we have some, reddy pinks, and then we have some purples. I think this is a smart palette. I think that a lot of people are really gonna like this. I do wish there were some swatches. Unfortunately, there's not. I think that's, such a big thing that I'm, seeing that I don't fully get why, but it is available now. This is a really pretty palette. It's definitely giving like the Valentine's Day kind of vibe, but I feel like I'm kind of moving away from that. These colors definitely have some colors that will work really great for spring. So I think if you're interested in this, definitely check it out. $45 is not really bad. Alright, up next, this is actually in continuation with something we had talked about last week, which is by Artitude Cosmetics. So it is the Ink and Roses full-on collection. So when I had talked about it, I only saw the brush set. They had not, at least for what I had seen, talk about a shadow palette, but they have now shown us a shadow palette. And honestly, I think the palette is really pretty. They actually have swatches, thank goodness. The swatches are actually really pretty for this palette. I really want to try Artitude Cosmetics one day. £34.99, or if you're from the UK or anywhere that uses pound, let me know. But what do you call it? So I think it's, again, like I said, I think it's a pretty color story. Is it like super reaching out to me? Not fully. I really want to try something from Artitude Cosmetics one day. As mentioned before, they do have that brush set as well for the $34.99. And then they are also coming out with singles, the multi-chrome singles. Those are all $11.99. I mean, they're pretty. The swatches of these are really gorgeous. You know, it's weird though. Looking at the swatches on the model's hands, they kind of look really different, which I guess is how it's supposed to work, right? But they almost, I don't know. That's weird. You already all know, if you're not into my channel, how I feel about this. I'm not a massive fan of singles. I feel put in your palette, to be completely honest, because, again, I'm just not a big singles person, so I'm going to forget that I have them. What about the entire collection? I believe it hopefully comes with everything, is £119.99. Affiliate codes will work on the new collection. Alright, up next, from Viseart, we have the Vis Pro Paris Mattes palette, $44. I just don't get this. I feel like this is just a bunch of, like, the same shade. Like, there's a lot of shades in this palette that I feel like would be just, no. Just no. Alright, up next we have from Game Beauty, and it's weird, I've heard, like, nobody talking about this, so I don't know if this is a collection that people aren't excited about, at least the people, I guess I would say, that I follow. This is Game Beauty's Street Fighter 6 Limited Edition Makeup Collection. So, as you see on your screen, there is a whole bunch of products, so you can buy the entire collection for $236 if you do want everything. So it does look like there is going to be two sets, so there is a full set with a gift box, or there is full set with individual packaging. So each of those will be $236. Let's just talk through everything. So we have a Vibrant Visitor lipstick set of 6 for $64. I wish that they had these, like, laid out better so we could see them. I'm not seeing any, like, swatches. Maybe, like, on their actual site they do. I feel like none of them, in my opinion, look like that interesting. So they're also coming out with Chromatic Core Tender Chameleon Shadow set of 6, also for $64. So I'm assuming that is the singles that we are seeing along here. I really feel like it's the packaging for this. I've heard good things about Game Beauty, but I really feel like it's the packaging. There is the makeup palette. That's the only thing that I guess I would be remotely interested in, which is $55. But looking at the palette, for one, it's really giving me Profusion vibes because they recently came out with that Snoopy one that I feel like was probably not in the exact same, like, form, but it was pretty similar. Like, I feel like we could have done something a little more, you know, not so massive. The palette itself is very colorful. There are some shades that I feel like are pseudo-similar, slight variations. Again, nothing that is really reaching out to me because it's all pretty much mid to light tone shades. So if you like that, definitely jump at that. $55, not horrible. You can use the coupon code. I'm gonna pass. Nothing about this is, like, super jumping out to me, but I do hope that they have some more interesting stuff, like, in the future. I think I'd be really curious. Alright, up next we have from Unearthly Cosmetics. So this is the Thinking of You palette. So this palette, unfortunately, this is like one of the brands I think I actually heard of mentioning that they had a delay on their packaging, so that is why it is coming out later after Valentine's Day. Looking at this color story, it's not neutrals per se, but nothing about it is grabbing me. I think it's interesting that for, like, a Valentine's Day palette, it's not super like what we're used to of, like, red and pink or whatever. Like, there's definitely, you know, some kind of, I would say, slight pinkier shades with the shimmers. There is kind of that more darker red But it's interesting that there's almost this, I don't know if that's like a coral shade or like a bit of like a light orange. I think it's really interesting color story. Is it reaching out to me? No. The shimmers just look okay. Unfortunately, I've never tried anything from this brand, so I could be completely wrong. But I think that they just look okay. I do appreciate one thing I love as a colorblind person that I always forget to mention is that they do have shade descriptions, which is amazing. This palette's only $28 available now, so that's really not bad, but I wish that this was reaching out to me more. I think it just, I don't know, something one day from Unearthly will reach out to me, and I'll grab it right now. I think it's just going to be a pass. Alright, so up next is a indie brand that I feel like I've talked about them a little bit, but I've never tried anything from them. So this is Mvndi Mvkevp, I think. I'm hoping I'm not butchering this. I'll find out, but this is the Mint City palette review. I think this is like super cool, so I'm not 100% sure where the brand is located, but they're basically our exciting new 12-pan palette named after our cozy little town of St. John's. All of the shade names represent small businesses, streets, and landmarks here in town. So I think that's like super cool. Something really kind of interesting is actually through Gourmande Girls, they did recommend to the brand to send me some PRs. So I guess we shall see if they do reach out. So I possibly might be getting this in PR. I've definitely been really curious about this collection. So I'm definitely like super open to it and absolutely would love that. The palette itself will retail for $49.99. It is available now. I think it's a really pretty, honestly, color story. The one thing I will mention is that looks to me emeraldy kind of shimmer shade is a pressed glitter, so I know not everybody likes pressed glitters. It's like the only like small little thing that I'm kind of like, meh. I still be really curious to check out this palette. Again, there is only, looks like one deep matte shade. There are some mid to light shades. I still be really cute or really want to check this out. So let's see if I end up getting this in PR. I will definitely be making a video about that if you are curious. If not, I might pick this up. I'm not 100% sure. It's still like, it's on my list of like maybe, because I'm like trying to be more focused about what I'm purchasing. So yeah, it's a maybe. I just really like that like small time, not time, but like small town vibe. Like I love that they're trying to do that. And it's smart. Alright, next up we have from Makeup or Murder is coming out with some bloody lip stains that mimic the look of real blood. I think that's really interesting. I've only ever tried one thing from Makeup or Murder before. I do have a video actually on it, which was this like murder house set thing. I did not like the eyeshadow palette, but I actually did like their lip products that were in that. So I would be really curious to try them out. I absolutely love Makeup or Murder and the fact that they have these, again, more shades that are probably more towards like my kind of vibe. So we're seeing here they have, of course, a good variety of reds. And then they even have a black. So, hello, that is like the only black lip stain that I've seen on the market. I do not see, there's no shade names, there is no price point or anything as of yet, but I just think these are cool. I'm definitely curious about them, so I'll probably talk about them more in the future. I hope they're not so expensive, but I think that these are really cool, so I'm really excited about these ones. Alright, up next, Blind Bunny has revealed their new palette. This is the Beauty Below palette. I think it's a really pretty color story. I believe this will be coming out today at 12 p.m. CST, so definitely check that out if you are curious. I think it is an interesting color story. I don't know if this one's grabbing me, but I can appreciate what they are doing different for their brand. Definitely heard other people mention that they appreciate the fact, which I do as well, that this is not their normal kind of rainbow color story they've kind of done for a while. And I think it's really pretty. Like, a part of me wants it, but again, I feel like it's like one of those that I'm just like, we'll see. I don't see a price point yet. I have heard that this palette is all completely magnetic, so it might make the palette a bit more expensive. I guess we shall have to see. I don't know if it's gonna be in like the $60 range. I don't know, I kind of hope not, but I guess we shall see. It's not, I don't feel like it's like super grabbing me, but I would still be curious to try it out. So like I said, it's kind of on that mid, like back burner level for me of if I will in fact pick it up, but I guess we'll have to see. Alright, next up from Colourpop, we have this new foundation balm that they're coming out with. If you know, I have really been getting in love with, or becoming in love with more drugstore products, especially because it's definitely a bit more, affordable. There is 18 shades, which I think the shade range is decent. I mean, it could probably be a bit better. Hopefully they will expand this shade range. I feel like it's weird. In different lighting, it looks better. So I don't know. I'll try to have both pictures popping in here. But I'm very curious about this. Balm is supposed to feel like nothing. Second skin. I'm curious how the coverage, so it's light to medium coverage. But I'm curious about it. I'm curious to know the price point. Unfortunately, they don't have it on this post that I'm looking at. But I'm assuming it's going to be reasonably priced. So I might check it out. We'll have to see. I'm kind of still in between. Alright, next up we have from Morphe. So this is the Cloudlight Soft Glow Veil Palette. This is really giving me vibes of other products that I've seen in the past. This is only $16, so really not badly priced. I'm still feeling very, with Morphe. I've heard, obviously, there's lots of bad things about Morphe, so it's difficult of, I still wanted to talk about this because I do feel like a lot more people are becoming more interested in Morphe. But I also wanted to throw in that idea of, with the layoffs and all of that stuff abruptly closing their stores, that was still their, I believe, their same current CEOs. So that's not good. So I think if you are curious about that, definitely take that into consideration. I think educate yourself. I'm assuming everybody watching my video is more than likely going to know about the Morphe debacle, but if you don't, definitely look into it. Jen Love has a really good video about it, so I would definitely look into them. That actually just reminded me of something that I will be popping in just a second. I don't know. I don't think I picked this product up, but it is curious. I don't tend to like a luminous look. That's what this gives. I'd be worried that it wouldn't set your makeup. So I don't know. Definitely not my vibe. Alright, so up next, this is so funny. So this actually, I saw this from Jen Love that they had posted on Threads. So if you're not following them on Threads, definitely check it out. She has the best stuff on there. I find it so funny. But she posted this, which is by a brand called Go Red 47, and they came out with a Maga Red number 47 lipstick. That is the only, they have two products on their website. I guess technically three. So they have a Maga Red, and they have a Maga Dark Red number 47, and then they have a stupid set where you can buy both. Both lipsticks are $85. Ridiculous. I mean, not that anybody should be buying, because what the hell, Maga, F no. One thing I find so interesting, though, is, isn't red known for, resistance and rebellion? So I don't really get why they came out with the red. I do, but I'm also what the fuck? This is not for you. Why are you trying to, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. So, I don't know, that's my 2 cents. I just thought it was random, and I thought it was interesting, so I wanted to include it, because I'm sure nobody else is going to be talking about this in their new makeup releases, and I just thought it was funny, so I wanted to include it. Alright, up next, so we have a sneak peek from Gourmande Girls. So this is, if you do not know, Doodles by the Bunny designs, pretty much all of their packaging currently. Of course, not everything, but most of it. So this is a new, I think this is the newest doodle that has become in reality. So the palette is called Call of the Sirens. I'm going to be so curious to see what the color story inside looks like. Knowing what I've experienced from Gourmande Girls in the past, I'm assuming we're going to have lots of mixtures of depth. But I'm going to also assume there's going to be a lot of brightness in this palette. So I'm actually really excited for this palette for kind of spring, summer, as it's getting warmer. I'm really excited. I am on Gourmande Girls PR list still, I believe. So I more than likely will be getting this palette. So massive thank you to the brand for sending that to me, but I will be really curious to check this palette out. We still don't know much about this palette, obviously, just this little sneak peek, but I'm really excited. And I think it's I think it's really cute. So I'm just stoked to see what it's going to look like inside. Alright, next up, this is by Queen Cosmetics. So this is another new to me brand. They are coming out with 6 liquid lipsticks. I'm actually so excited. I feel like liquid lipsticks or matte lipsticks are coming back into fashion, which is my favorite formula. If you don't know, I'm always wearing basically a matte lip. So I am so excited for these. So these are the Aero Matte Liquid Lipsticks. Elevate your lip game with a lightweight, transfer-proof, and long-lasting liquid lipstick. Each shade offers vibrant, rich color and a smooth matte finish, perfect for any occasion. What is also really reaching out to me, though, is that they have a super deep one, which is called After Dark, which is a deep, mysterious plum that adds drama and allure. And you know me. If you know me, I like my deep, deep shade. Like, it almost looks black. It's so dark and, like, the best plum. The best plum. I know I have talked about this. I feel like, I don't know where, but like, obviously here on one of my videos, sorry I should say, but that I wish that there was more liquid lipsticks that were like, of course, my idea of, you know, like what I would prefer, of super dark, almost black, but different like undertones. So like this super plum, like a really dark green, a really dark blue that, you know, you can kind of wear with other things. To be honest, this is $24 and they are available now, which is kind of like high in my opinion for a liquid lip of like what I paid. Like most brands of liquid lips that I currently wear are about that price. I might check this one out if I have a little bit extra like left in my budget. I kind of want it. I kind of want to add like this gorgeous dark shade to my collection, so I think I'm gonna have to do it. Alright, coming in last, we have a new collection from Profusion in collaboration with CASPER X Hot Stuff. I think this is such a cute collection. It was for Valentine's Day, which is weird because it came out on Valentine's Day, and I think it will be on their site after Valentine's Day, which is like, whatever. I mean, by the time you're seeing this, it will already be up on their website, so definitely check that out if you would like to. But I feel like Profusion, again, because it's that drugstore level, I'm always, like, intrigued by anything new that they have and want to check out. So, up first, we have the Little Devil handheld mirror, which is $8.99. I think it's really cute. I want to know if it's, like, because what it's looking like is that it's either a sticker or something on top of a mirror. Like, I hope that's not the case. Like, I hope you can flip it over and it's a regular mirror. I don't know. I don't really know. But I think that is super cute. I don't really need a mirror. If you all know, I still have my bestie CASPER mirror from their OG collection, which I think is still available on their website, probably at a discounted rate. So, I still think this one's cute. So, pick this one up if you want. They also have the Turn Up the Heat Soft Matte and Shimmer Blush Duo, which is $7.99. I'm assuming that is that roundish pan. I think what's interesting is I feel like you can see that there's actually two pans in there, which I don't know if, like, is in terms of, like, using it, if that's gonna be good. You might be able to mix the two colors together if you want to, and then use, like, maybe, like, a slightly smaller brush to dip into each pan separately. $7.99, not bad. I think if these reach out to you, definitely do it, but they are a shimmer, so definitely know that they are going to be more shiny. Are you hot like me? Moisturizing face and body highlighting balm. $7.99. To be honest, as we're going into like the summer, more warmer months, I feel like a balm, unless it's like actually like good quality, I'm worried that it's going to be greasy. And with my experience with some products from Profusion, just knowing that they're drugstore more cheap, I'm not saying that this could not be great, because it totally could be, but I don't even know if I'd want to try it out because I would just be worried. And it says moisturize it, so I'm assuming it's going to be greasier. Probably like lip balm texture, kind of. That's probably an easy pass for me. They have the Ghost and Mr. Mischief Plumping Lip Oil Duo, which is $9.99. Not a big lip oil fan, so easy pass there for me. They have the Blissed Out Illuminating Setting Spray for $9.99. I have tried an illuminating setting spray or a setting spray for them in the past. If you check out my video from, I think it's like 2 years ago now, which is crazy to think. Or no, it's not exactly 2 years ago. It's like a year and some time ago. I bought the entire collection from Profusion CASPER, and the setting spray was just okay. I don't think it was anything like special. This one is meant to be glowy, so, or illuminating. I think that one was well, and I just didn't think it was that great, so, you know, I think I would probably pass on that one as well. I do have the CASPER and Hot Stuff 24 shade palette for $16.99. This is definitely intriguing. There is some depth. I'm not seeing, like, a ton of, you know, things that I feel like I would love about this. I do wish that it was a little bit cheaper. Especially, like, I have a video coming up soon where I'm trying out some drugstore makeup, and I'm trying to keep it under $50, and this would put me over. So that's where I'm kind of like, I was tempted to buy it because they do have it available currently at Walmart. But I don't know. I think it's a cute color story, though. I definitely want to try more from Profusion. So definitely, you know, be on the lookout for that for me. Subscribe if you want to see that. I will more than likely be trying out more stuff from Profusion in the future because I just really want to. Alright, everyone. That is going to be it for me today. Definitely know what you think down below. Are you going to be picking up any of these collections? I think, you know, It was a good mixture of some good, some, I don't think anything we talked about today is like super bad. So yeah, I'm curious. Definitely let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you want to stick around for more fun content like this, and I will see you in my next one. Okay, bye.